Surprise guest and an individual who has been very supportive of this program since we started writing it back in March. And when she handed it over, I said, "Hey, Rob, I got an idea for you." And we reeled forth from there. But we just want to give Debbie Parra the microphone for a few minutes here so that she can share some thoughts with you from our district office. So, Dr. Debbie Parra.
Thank you, Rob. And yeah, that's pretty much how it happened. I said, Rob, we have this great opportunity. What do you think? Here you go. And then here you go. It's a great idea. And he made it work. He and Jeff and a host of other people putting this grant together in a really short amount of time. And so I think they deserve a round of applause. This is one of the biggest grants our district has ever received, $3 million for this. And then, I'm just going to share with you, because I'm excited about it as well, we received another grant to create a careers in education teacher pathway at all of our high schools with $2 million. And so when we talk about growing our own teachers, that's the goal of that grant, because right now we do have a teacher shortage in the entire valley. But if we can capture our own students and support them through college, those that want to become teachers, then they'll come back to us and we'll clear their credentials in BITSA, and then they'll go on and be administrators. You know, we'll meet Doc's womb to tomb analysis that I always used to have. So for those of you that don't know me, because there are some faces in this room that I don't know, and you're probably wondering, who is that lady coming into our rooms and saying good morning and how's it going and why is she doing that? Is she just the hostess? I'm Debbie Parra, and I have the great privilege of working in curriculum, instruction, and accountability. So we're CIA, and we're ready for the jokes. So, I wanted to welcome you all today, but I wanted to just talk to you a little bit. I wanted to see who our audience was. I looked at all your names, but who in this room, raise your hand, if you taught for more than 5 years? Wow, okay. 10 years? 15? 20? 25? 30? Oh, 80. All right.
You're old.
One of our core beliefs is that we are continuous learners. And I want to commend all of you in this room that have taught more than 5 years that are here to learn something new, to hone your skills, because you're already darn good or you wouldn't be teachers in our district. So to even get better, the commitment you've made to be here for 3 years and learn and think differently about mathematics, I think that's amazing. I want to commend you for that. Those of you that have taught less than 5 years, raise your hand. Less than 5 years? Okay, and those of you that this is your first your first year, brand new babies, are brand new teachers. Anybody that this is it? Yay! Give them a round of applause. I want you to give yourself a round of applause because you actually deserve it. So let's hear it here. You know, last week with Doc's passing, it caused me to reflect on Doc's life, Doc's legacy, which is us in our district, and our core beliefs. And so I took out Doc's charge, and I know that, you know, we all have Doc's charge. We all heard, well, how many people were hired by Doc? Okay, so we heard it, right, when we were hired, and now our new employees since then, I think, have been getting the charge, so we all have it. And one of the first things it says is we believe in high standards. And really, Doc meant that for high standards for our kids, but academically, socially, behaviorally, that we expect the best from our students. And that it doesn't matter where you go to school, Whether you go to Temperance Cutner, Fort Washington, Valley Oak, whatever school you go to, we hold the standards up here for our kids. And that we really believe that all kids deserve a quality education. And that's what you're doing here for the next 3 years, is helping to ensure that all of our kids get a quality education. Clovis Unified is a great school district. And when you look at our test results, because that's how we're measured by the public, right? Is our test results. Your parents in your classroom, they measure us in a different way. They measure how much you care about their kids and how well their kids are learning to read, write, and all those things. But to the public, it's what they read in the papers or what they hear from other people. So when you look at our test scores, which will be in the paper because they always are, and we will be above every other district, I have no doubt. But our test scores are going to be good. And we read a book a while ago, that Good to Great. Has anybody read that book, Good to Great? One of the comments in that book is that good is the enemy of great. Because good, when you're good, sometimes you choose to stay there and you don't try to get to the next level. That's not what you're doing in this room. We're going from good to great. And you were the pioneers for our district doing that. And I know we have one school that some people we welcome you to. You're not necessarily in the math grant, but you want to see what's going on. And that's what's going to happen across the district, is when something is successful and something's good, other people want to know about it. So in the meantime, you're also the messengers. And Rob shared with me that some of you are a little concerned, what if my principal doesn't let me do this? Or this doesn't look like what we're supposed to be doing at our schools. I was so amazed about a month ago, I was at a conference and some teachers were asking the speaker about that question. We were at a conference for English learners and we were learning strategies to use with our English learners. And they raised their hands and said, well, what if our principal doesn't let us do this? And I thought, it's good stuff, why wouldn't your principal let you do it? But I want to reassure you that part of our job is to educate our principals, our board members, the people at the district office to what you're doing. And we started yesterday with our governing board. We have a curriculum instruction subcommittee. So Rob and Jeff came and talked to them about the grant and the people involved in it and the work that you're doing. We will do the same thing with your principals because we have monthly meetings with all of our principals. So we'll be sharing the things that you're doing here in this room through this grant. And we will inform them, but bring them up to speed, because that's what's so important, is you have their support to carry on this work at your school site. And I know that you're being stretched, and that what we're doing here isn't always in your textbook. It won't be. Our textbooks, we've known for years, are just a resource. It's your abilities, your knowledge, your skills that make that textbook work. It's not the other way around. The textbook doesn't make you work. You make the textbook work. We buy the best one that we think aligns to the standards the best, but there's never going to be a textbook, I don't care what subject area, that does everything we want it to do. So just know that you have the freedom. It's a resource to do what you think is best for your kids. I want to tell you just one other story. That we hear some people speak sometimes about the new standards, which are no longer called the Common Core standards. They are the California state standards. They're our standards. And we have people talking to us about fuzzy math. Well, it's fuzzy math because they don't understand what you understand about trying to help kids think about math. The video we saw of the little preschooler, how much fun was that for him? And it was math. If math would have been, I always tell Jeff this, If math would have been fun for me, I would have gone past algebra. You know, back in the old days, you didn't have to go to Algebra 2 to go to college like you do today. So I stopped at algebra, and bless Mr. Sarabian's heart, who was my math teacher at Clovis High, passed me. He said, Debbie, I just like your smile. You're going to pass. And I'm like, thank God. I had fun in math class. I didn't have fun with math. And as a teacher, I didn't know, my background is special education. So I taught, my first class was a 4-5-6 combination special day class. And I didn't know I knew how to teach my kids that you look for keywords in a word problem, and you plug in numbers based on those keywords, right? I thought I was doing a good job. When I listened to Jeff or Rob now, or even saw some of your videos that you're doing, I thought, oh, I could have been so much better for the kids. And that's how I learned math. And once I had a problem that didn't match that pattern, I couldn't do it. And as a teacher, what did I really, honestly, I shouldn't tell you this, but I skipped the word problems. Because I thought, these are too hard, we're not doing them. You know what, when I look at what you guys are doing, the word problems are sort of the fun things when you think about math that way. So I wanted to commend you on all that. I want you to know that the district office totally supports what you're doing, what we're doing here, or we wouldn't have gone forward with this grant. And we will keep informing your principals what it is you're doing. But part of that is you going back and saying, you know what, this is really good stuff. And here's showing them how it works with your kids. And that's what's going to make a difference. So I want to welcome you, and I want to, again, commend you for all this hard work, because I know it's not easy. But last week when I was walking around, my gosh, you were so engaged. You were, and you didn't quit. You know, talk about perseverance. So I admire each of you. So welcome.